It has just been raining so hard all day. I'm looking out now and I thought it was like over, but it is. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. I hope that you are having a wonderful day out there today. We are diving into this particular track from Frank Black and the Catholics. Dog in the Sand, their third studio album, released in 2001. We're going to listen to this track, Bullet. So go ahead and load up. This track was recommended and sponsored by Dustin. Thank you so much, Dustin. I really appreciate not only the recommendation and the support as well. I'm pulling up the track as we speak right now. We've listened to a little bit from Frank Black solo. We've listened, of course, to Pixies. And so now it is time to dive back in. Now we got it pulled up here. Let's go ahead and dive on in, give it a listen. We'll discuss it a little bit after. Bullet. Bang.
I like that. I saw how you did that, Scott. Like, what's his name there? Drummer of 15 Toms there. What's his name?
I love when bands just talk amongst themselves. You hear that a lot in jazz.
Excuse me now, I've got a call. I'll take this call from Valhalla. Please tell my friends from outer space, you are my son, you'll take my place. And if the revolution comes, I've got some good friends there.
I like this kind of Western sound.
Take my place, after all, you are my son. You take the moon, I'll take the sun.
That's double entendre.
And by the way, if the revolution comes, please take my rifles and take my guns. A single bullet loaded in each one.
It's a Western, like, kind of track.
And if you don't like my melody, I'll sing it in a major key. I'll sing it very happily. Everybody is all aboard. Let's take it back to that minor chord.
I like the fourth wall break. I like that.
You are my son, you'll take my place. Please tell my friends from outer space, I'll take this call from Valhalla.
Pulling a Tom Waits there.
Excuse me, now I've got a call. I got some good friends there. Revolution comes. A single bullet loaded in each one. Please take my rifles, please take my guns. And by
Put a
the way,
salute to these
if
pianos.
the revolution comes, you take my rifles, take my guns. You take my place because you are my son.
Tight.
Excuse me now, I'll take the sun. I'll take my place in Valhalla. And if the revolution comes, please take my gun.
That was really fantastic and a complete difference than what I've heard from Frank Black. Very different, of course, from Pixies. The standout in here is, to me, all the guitars, all the strings, that lap steel guitar, the Western sound that the band is clearly going for here, but not only just going west, but they go dusty trails west. They get grimy kind of west. This whole song has the tone of like a gravestone Western kind of song, in which you know the inevitable ending is coming. You know that the sunset is coming down. You know that death is coming, high noon and such. It just has that inevitability to it. But I like how they travel down this road, especially guitar-wise. So obviously you got Frank Black playing acoustic and guitar here, but you also have that pedal steel guitar and regular guitar and dobro played by Rich Gilbert. Love that. I think that the way that they play with each other is fantastic. I mean, he even gives kudos to him in the very beginning with that riff kind of starting you up. I'm like, okay, that's the key in the ignition, starting up the rhythm. Where are we going to go from here? And it blossoms really, really nicely into that section. And when that pedal steel comes in, that's moving. That's that river just flowing. That's that Rio Grande just moving really nicely. And I thought that was fantastic. Piano from Eric Drew Feldman adds that kind of, to me, bluesy saloon type sound to it. And even though it plays into that Western genre, even though it plays in that direction, it doesn't sound derivative to me. It still plays in a unique kind of space. I would say especially made by the kind of fourth wall breaking of the, playing it in major, playing it in minor scale. I do not have the musical acumen to tell you what's major, what's minor. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But you could clearly hear the music changing between the verse and that particular section when he mentioned it. And then it went back down again. So I really like how it has some depth to it. He didn't have to mention it because you could hear it as on its own. The evidence was there for our ears. But when he mentions it, it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of true. And I just love how that was happening. And then for Frank specifically, in this track, he kind of reminds me of Tom Waits. Not in the actual how his voice sounds. He doesn't sound anything like Tom Waits. But in the direction that he's taking his vocals here, in the way that he's singing. This is clearly much different from the previous album we listened to. Hold on, let me find out with Teenager. That came out in, I'm looking it up really quick, 1994. This is 2001. That's 7 years later. There's a big difference, and there's obviously, I would say, a difference in maturity going into this album, or at least into this track, I could say, as opposed to that one. And I like how you can hear that growth in his voice and in the musical direction. I like that little bit of, I'm going to say it's Tom Waits growl that he adds in near the end of this track. Like, it just adds more weight, maturity, growth, progression, and I think interest in this particular track. All right, like I said, I love the beginning interactions. I love when you hear bands and stuff talking amongst themselves. Like I said, you hear a lot of that in jazz, especially when they're kind of throwing cues and such to each other. All right, how do you do, Scott? Like, what's his name, man? What drummer of what's his name? Like that intro when the drums came in here in this track. He's like, oh, that kind of sounds like something. And they're trying to figure out who it was and what song. Excuse me now, I've got a call. I'll take this call from Valhalla. Please tell my friends from outer space, you are my son, you'll take my place. And if the revolution comes, I've got some good friends there. Take my place after all, you are my son. You take the moon, I'll take the sun. Nice little entendre there. And by the way, if the revolution comes, please take my rifles and take my guns. A single bullet loaded in each one. Like he's saying, take my weapons from me, but keep one bullet loaded in each one. Why is he saying to take the guns, take the weapons away from him, and keep one bullet loaded in each one? Is he saying if you come for the king, you best not miss? Basically, like if you're gonna shoot at me, you got one shot, you got one chance, or is he saying kind of keep it for yourself? And if you don't like my melody, I'll sing it in a major key. Of course, this is where it changes. I'll sing it very happily, and I believe that major keys are like the happy, positive, upbeat kind of keys, whereas minor are the darker, ominous, a little bit more foreboding kind of keys, if I do remember correctly. But if everybody is all aboard, let's take it back to that minor chord, of which, of course, they do. We repeat the lines here. Excuse me now, I've got a call. I've got some good friends there, of course, in Valhalla. And then the repeats, the lines here again. So, got that bullet, saving it. Who are you saving it for? Are you saving it for someone else, or are you saving it for yourself? Perhaps with one bullet, you do have to make a choice. Perhaps that's what he's kind of getting to. And he says he's taking a call from Valhalla. Of course, Valhalla, the afterlife of Vikings. They're all supping and fighting and having a great time over there in Odin's table. So he's got to take this call from them. They got there somehow. They got there somehow. Perhaps they got there by revolution and fighting. And so there's possibly a bit of a connection to be made. And he's speaking to somebody. He says, "You are my son. You'll take my place," right? If he goes to meet his friends up in Valhalla while he's speaking to his son, "You'll take my place here." Something like that. Something like that. I feel like I'm in the right direction. I feel like I'm in the right direction. Just don't know if I'm shooting straight. Please clap. Let me know what you guys thought of the track, of course, in the comments down below. Dustin, thank you so much for the support and for the suggestion. Thank you, as always, for being here. Please stop on by tomorrow again, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.